and I really like that about him. But for me, he just needs to be softened up in his center portion to compete with these really good ones up top.
And thank you, Tyson. First place in this class, entry 1303, KR Guaranteed 225G from KR Land and Cattle Company. He'll come back in for our Intermediate Bull Calf Championship, and he'll be joined by entry 1322, Johnson Charolais with HRJ Gary 979G. If you're marking a show program, entry number 1324 is a scratch, 1322 second, 1317 is a scratch, 1325 third, and 1303 is first in class. Next up, a class of 4 for the second split of our Charolais Intermediate Bull Calves. And Judge Hertz, your class is complete. And comments from our judge.
I think a pretty cool individual that sorts up in this class pretty easy on the eyes. He gets out and motors really well with good running gear underneath him, well-designed foot, lots of stretch, lots of grow, lots of muscle in this calf. a calf. Maybe you'd like to see just a little cleaner in his navel, and his sheath, but I think a calf that's really, really good in the way he's put together in a really good structured, heavy muscled package. A calf we come to in second. And spoke with the young man and just getting over a little bit of foot rot, and that's to nobody's fault. I know we got show cattle at home and show cattle here that we've fought with that. It's just the season. A calf that I think when you analyze them from a skeletal design standpoint, you just probably want to stretch him out compared to our class winner. Give him a little more length of hip and a little more length up through his front end. But a calf I really like, how his shoulder lays into his forerib. I really like, how he is in terms of his maturity pattern at this stage of the game. A really nice calf that, despite the foot rot, we maybe want to just redesign a little bit at the ground, but I think there's a lot of really, really good pieces to this individual. A kind of a logical third place bull here that just kind of hits you a little rawer in his overall makeup. Doesn't have the hair and the overall presentation that some of these top two do, but a calf that's really honest in his build. He's really shapely and heavy muscled. I really like how long and stretchy he is, and still really elevated coming out of the top of his shoulder. Again, a calf that we probably just want to open up in his rib cage just a little bit and just give him a little bit more timber and bone work and heavier structure underneath him, especially when you get with two big stout, powerful, heavy constructed calves at the top of this class. Young man's bull that we come to next, the tan calf. That's the young man's done an excellent job getting out here, sticking him, really docile, really quiet, and probably more of a friendship between these two than meets the eye. A calf that I really like how square built he is, especially coming out of his shoulder. He opens up with a lot of dimension behind there, and then really boxy out of his hip. For me, I think it just comes down to some of the aesthetics that these other ones have, and I prefer a little more presentation and elevated through the front end, and a little more relaxed in terms of how he gets around the ring, but a calf that I really like how boxy and bold sprung he is.
And thank you, Judge Tyson Hertz. First place entry 1316 CML Sanction 938G from the McLeod family of Cochrane, Alberta's McLeod Livestock. Second place entry 1311 MVY Gambler 46G from McAvoy Charolais. If you're marking a show program on the class that is the second split of our intermediate bull calves, entry 1316 is first, 1311 second, entry 1298 is fourth, and entry 1299 third in class. Next up, our intermediate bull calf championship. So our top two from the preceding two classes will come back into the ring to compete for the division championship. And we'll reintroduce you to them now. Our class winner from the first split of intermediate bull calves, entry 1303, from the Phillips family of Wassetna, Alberta, and KR Land and Cattle Limited, KR Guaranteed 225G. Second place in that class from Johnson Charolais of Barhead, Alberta, HRG Gary 979G 1322. And our class winner that just left the ring for McLeod Livestock, entry 1316, CML Sanction 938G. Second place, McAvoy Charolais with entry 1311, MVY Gambler 46G. This is your Intermediate Bull Calf Championship. And entry 1316 shall be our Intermediate Bull Calf Champion. That's CML Sanction 938G. Congratulations to McLeod Livestock. Entry 1316 is our Intermediate Bull Calf Champion. Entry 1303, our reserve for KR Land and Cattle Limited, KR Guaranteed 225G. Entry 1303 is our reserve Intermediate Bull Calf Champion. We have a single entry class. Not a single entry class, a single class of senior bull calves, which will also double as a division championship. So first and second, that's not true at all. There's two classes of senior bulls into our senior bull division. So we'll have the top two from each of our next two classes advance to our senior bull championship of the calves. before we get into the yearlings and the 2-year-olds for Judge Tyson Hertz. And all of our folks across the world watching on DLMS, a great partnership Northlands has with DLMS, Mark and Joanne Sholigan and crew, that make sure that people are watching from around the world. And literally, folks, they are watching from around the world. We're very proud to welcome not just folks across Alberta or Western Canada or the nation or the continent, but around the world that are watching our shows from Farm for International. So many thanks to DLMS for the great service they provide. Four bulls in our first split, 5 bulls in our second. Judge Hertz, your class is complete. Another of our major sponsors of Farm for International is Alberta Beef Producers. We do encourage you to check out their website at allforthebeef.ca. That's allforthebeef.ca. Incredible things surround our beef. Setting the standard. Alberta Beef Producers, proud sponsor of Farm for International, and we're proud to have them. Another of the great long-term partnerships that Farm Fair enjoys is with Show Champions. They're located over in the shot box. If you have animals that you want pictured, you can just head on over there. They're happy to get backdrop pictures for you. Of course, they have been very, very active through our show ring, both Ring 1 and Ring 2 over the course of the last few days, and will be right through to the end of the Alberta Supreme tomorrow. Or if you want to chat with any of them, including the elder of the operation, Alan Broarney, about on-farm visits to come out and picture animals for your website, for your social media campaigns, or for catalogs, Show Champions would be happy to visit with you about that. Providing top quality service and an outstanding product that is very highly sought after across Canada and actually around the world. Show Champions. Proud of the association we have with them here at Farm Fair International.